Unified Sports is a unique opportunity to bring a competitive sport to a population that hadn't had that before.
That's what makes sports so powerful. It makes kids from all different backgrounds. It allows them to be spotlighted.
Unified sports is the activity, I think, in a school that grabs everyone together. Whether they're participating on the field or watching from the sidelines, it gets everybody pumped and excited and seeing what Special Olympics really is all about.
Competition, excitement, friendship. Unified Sports brings the best of sports to even more people by placing athletes with or without intellectual disabilities on the same team. Through Unified Sports, you too can see what Special Olympics is all about.
I am Niobe, I'm 17 years old, and I am a lovable, true artist.
Follow your dreams. Don't listen to them. If they say something bad, then just ignore them. Prove them wrong.
That's right, students are the foundation of Special Olympics Unified Champion schools. Like Niobe and Kristen, you can be a voice for inclusion at your school. You can be part of the unified generation. Ken Carmen alongside Ben, the conductor. Ben, it's a joy to have you on here today, and I'm overjoyed by the fact we just got done with the Eastern League. We go to the Central League, but it's more of exactly the same. Placing athletes with and without intellectual disabilities on the pitch, and this is the pinnacle of it all, the Central League Championship.
Absolutely. I've been involved with Special Olympics for 22 years. I absolutely adore the Unified program. For me personally, it's helped me make some lifelong friendships that I still maintain to this day, and it's such a wonderful program. As I tell everybody who's never been involved with the Special Olympics program, go to one event. I guarantee you it will change your life forever.
And of course, we're talking about a man who has stepped into just about every role under the sun, starting as an athlete. It looks like you've been a coach, spokesperson, athlete leader, fundraiser, but now we're even into the shoutcaster realm. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Ben. I am a Special Olympics athlete, as I mentioned, of 22 years from Indiana. Just like you said, Ken, have done everything from coaching, which I coach a basketball team, to being an athlete, a spokesperson, a fundraiser, someone that the athletes of the newer generations can genuinely look up to, and got to do some really cool shoutcaster training with Special Olympics, and small town Indiana boy got to fly across the country. It was a lot of fun, and it was a blast.
It's one of my favorite things about esports is the bringing together of people, and the Special Olympics take to the next level. Athletes, partners, all working together, and we've kind of highlighted that quite a bit. What I want to do is highlight these teams. We have Vancleave High School. It's Joseph, Dawson, and Edward. I want to shout out Coach Chase behind the scenes, making sure everyone is all together. Then from the other side, Alexander Hamilton High from California representing there. Ronald, Jacob, Sunil, and it's Coach Edwin on the back end. They have both gone through league play, they've gone through playoffs, and now they are here running down for a Central League Championship. It's the finest that we have to offer, and it's another part of that play versus high school championship time of year.
This is where the best of the best play, and these two teams have earned their spots here. I'm looking forward to seeing what these teams can do out on the pitch, especially with the fact that on the Alexander Hamilton team, there are 2 seniors. This is their last chance to win a championship, so the pressure is on them.
Yeah, it's all the more reason to celebrate the individuals who have gotten to this point. There's been a lot of effort that has gone in, but the teamwork that is shown throughout, I think, is going to be on display today. And we're waiting on the lobby at the moment. So that'll be the hurdle that we're trying to overcome in this specific moment. I do want to go back to you because I'm very thankful to have experiences both with Jose the Matador before and now with you. I'm going down the list of the things that you're doing. It sounds like you have a podcast as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I did have a podcast. It is a bit of a hiatus right now.
Okay.
Life is very busy. It was there might have been this small thing that happened in 2020. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
just a little bit. So I wanted to do a thing where I could keep athletes in the know about what was going on. So I reached out to the Special Olympics Indiana president and CEO, Jeff Mueller, and I was like, hey, I want to do this thing. Do you want to be on it? He was like, sure, let's go. So I did a podcast called So What, and kept some athletes informed on what was going on around Indiana.
I love that. And I get the feeling just by looking down the line at some of the things, you and I have very similar thought process on just how integral esports and Scholastic can go together. The idea of being able to utilize games like Rocket League to not only help and aid in Scholastic advantages, but to also grow a person's individuality as well as integrate them together. Teamwork, everything goes into just something as simple as playing a game together. And it's something I feel like we definitely greatly have in common. Okay, we talked a little bit earlier about the opportunity to fly across the nation. Microsoft, I understand, was where you all went. Tell us a little bit about your experience there.
So, like I mentioned, small town Indiana boy getting to fly across the country to go to Microsoft's campus. So, where the nerd in me was just all sorts of excited. I got to see and learn from some of the best shoutcasters, and different teachers. We learned about different improv things, and they also had a few surprises that they took us. They swung us by Mojang Studios at one point, swung us by 343 Industries, and just had a blast getting to. I mean, also I've never been to the West Coast, so getting to be in the Pacific Northwest, it was gorgeous there, and I've learned so much that I've been able to take with me to these different events like this, and I absolutely love doing this. This is so much fun.
I've been told that you have a tendency to boast, utilizing a little piece that you ended up getting. I might actually ask you to show that one off. Apparently there's something going on with Special Olympics on your arm there, or
so I do have a tattoo. If I can get the logo, there it is.
That is amazing.
It is pretty much the 2 biggest parts of my life. I am high functioning autistic, and I have the puzzle pieces and the logo, so it is the 2 biggest parts of my whole life, just on my shoulder at all times.
That is fantastic. It's a pleasure to get to know you, and it's a pleasure to share the booth with you as we get ready for the Central League Championship. Folks, we are going to go to a quick break by the sound of it. Having a little bit of technical difficulties that have not been resolved as of yet. But when we come back. It's going to be me, it's going to be Ben, and we're going to be bringing you the best of the Central League in Rocket League for Special Olympics. So do not go away. We'll be right back. Howdy, everybody. We are back. Technical difficulties have been absolved. It is Kendo Slice alongside Ben, the conductor. And we have the Central League, Rocket League Championships going to be played. Play versus bringing you the best of Special Olympics. Here we go. Vancleave High School, Alexander Hamilton High. Everyone is in the lobby, and we are about to get underway.
I'm excited. Let's do the thing. Let's go. I've been looking forward to this.
I am as well. One more time, a shout out to these two teams getting to the pinnacle, the highest point that they possibly could, representing Vancleave High School and the state of Mississippi. It's Joseph, Dawson, and Edward, representing Alexander Hamilton High. The state of California, Ronald, Jacob, and Sunil, the coaches, Chase and Edwin. So everybody on the pitch, they are getting it good to go. I am, one, excited, but two, it's the underlying thought behind everything. Just the bringing together of athletes, partners, and the achievement that it is to get to this point, a finals, a high school finals, and everyone's going to be celebrated today.
Absolutely. This is, like you mentioned, is the pinnacle. This is the highest of the highs for the Central Division. They've worked so hard to get to this point, and may the best team win.
Absolutely. It does seem like we have one more issue. They're working on it currently. It's hopefully a much more minor issue. We won't have to go to a break right off the bat this time around. But again, we are excited. We have plenty of things to talk about. I know we're going to get to see a lot of what goes on behind the scenes with the Unified Champion Schools program. And everywhere from Arizona to New York, this is something that is nationwide. And it's impressive to see what we are able to see on a regular basis. In fact, we're going to get going. We have goal number 1. 1 second. A mere
Right
second,
off
all it
the
takes.
bat.
Oh, wait. I believe those are bots. I believe those are bots. We have been bamboozled. We have been bamboozled. Good job. Prank the commentators. I had
Thought it was
to
April
double
Fool's
check.
Day. It's May.
Okay, well, happy May Fools, Ben.
I guess.
So we'll talk a little bit more. And no, one thing that we hadn't completely discussed on here was apparently you have a little bit of background in wrestling.
I do. I used to be
You don't have to talk about this if you do not want
No,
to.
it's
But
totally fine. I've done a little bit of professional wrestling. It has been quite a few years since I stepped in the ring, but some of my lifelong friends have come from that as well. So it was a lot of fun. It was a tough time. My body still hurts from it a bit, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it up those experiences up for anything.
Yeah, I definitely do appreciate the fact that there are people out there performing at an extremely high level physically, and that is exactly what wrestling is at all ends of the spectrum. Your body is performing at an extremely high level, and you're bringing some of the greatest entertainment possible. So thank you for what you have done there, and thank you for all the background that you have been able to bring. They're working on getting everybody into this next lobby. Another fun topic always is some of the nicknames. We can go down the line here. Sniping King, Chaotic, Like a Boss, Shadow Hunter, Nubs, and then Pulse Alpha. The latter three being Alexander Hamilton High, Vancleave being the first three there. I gotta ask, Ben the Conductor is a pretty awesome name, but do you have a story behind potentially your screen name online?
I do actually. It came from the same place that the previous commentator, Jose the Matador, got his. We were kind of assigned nicknames when we were in Washington for the
Okay.
Shoutcasters training. They got Conductor because the best way to describe it, I like trains. I'm a big trains
Okay.
guy. I've got a model train set that I've been working on putting together, so that's where the Conductor came from.
I love it. I love it. You know what? I like trains as well. I don't know. I don't know too many people who have seen a train and don't like trains, but it definitely was me growing up. Some of the model trains nowadays are wild, though. I don't know if you've like it is crazy to me. Like that hobby in general has always been a fun thing to look at for me. It goes hand in hand with some of the other hobbyists who will take their D&D or other pieces for oh goodness, like Warhammer, I guess would be a great example game where they actually have their characters, they have their armies, they paint everything together. The fact that trains the exact same thing. It's so much fun to see the depth, and then there are people who know trains down to the model, kind of the same way that the car man, such as myself, would end up knowing engines. For me, it was around that day and age when the UFC, the mixed martial art fighter. Well, technically, he was just a street fighter at that point in time, but Kimbo Slice was around. And I had someone who was a gaming friend that I happened to work with, who it was like, hey, Kendo Slice. So it's a lot of fun to not only see the names, but to hear how they kind of were brought into existence. And I'd love to hear some of these other player names: Sniping King, Chaotic, Like a Boss. If Edward is like a boss, what is the story behind that? Shadow Hunter could also be very interesting. Have a very fun backstory.
Absolutely. Say Nubs and Pulse Alpha also have got to have the coolest stories behind them. Yeah, some of them you don't get a choice on though. Like in my X handle, the Bean. Somebody mispronounced Ben once in our chat, and they called me Bean by mistake, and that stuck. So
I love it. I've had a couple of those as well, my friend. I've been called Kibo before. Don't ask me how I got that one, but there are a couple people still to this day who will do exactly that, where I'd be Kibo. I tried to avoid that one like the plague. That one didn't go over well in branding. Well, we're still working on getting all the commentators in. Or not commentators, all the players and commentators are here. The commentators are starting to lose their minds, though. Let me tell you.
There's more of us?
Yeah, there's more of us somewhere. Players look like they are getting ready to join, and I'm looking forward to it. They're making us wait. At this point, the anticipation is building. They are the stars. The world is watching them, but they aren't on the screen yet.
Instead, they got us.
Oh, let's
think this
see.
will be are we?
Oh, we're almost there. I get the feeling.
Okay.
We're waiting on word. Hey, there we are. Should be getting going in just a moment. Any last words before we read off your Rocket League last rites?
Good luck, everybody. Like I said earlier, may the best team win. Just put it all out there. It's all you can do.
That'll be exactly what they do. And we have everyone in this time around. A successful kickoff, and the clock is counting down, everyone. Welcome to the Central League Championship. It's Hamilton Yankee Unified. That is Alexander Hamilton High in the orange. Vancleave Bulldogs Unified. They are Vancleave High School. Again, representing a wide variety as far as the Central goes. California all the way to Mississippi, which is fairly impressive. So finding a server was probably pretty interesting for these teams.
Oh yeah, this is already looking like a very good match so far. It doesn't look like either team can get a bit one up on the other. So it's starting off very, very competitive, very, very strong.
Ooh, and that was a strong shot towards the net. While a lot of the competition has been in that middle of the pitch, it ends up being a loose ball that could be critical, and it will be. The first goal, like a boss, and they take the lead.
That was it looked like there was a little bit of out of position there from the orange team, from the Hamilton Yankees, but I think that we still got plenty of time left. That early goal is going to rattle them a little bit, but I think it's also going to drive them to play even harder.
I got no doubt in my mind they can turn things around. What I would like to see is maybe a little less double commit. It's something that's definitely harming them. Oh, Sniping King lives up to the name, taken to the skies.
Yeah, he had... Man, I am so impressed every time anybody can do aerials like that. I've never been able to figure it out, and he just guided the ball, knocked it in between a couple of the orange players, and it sailed right in.
And a veritable pinball as well. That's probably my favorite type of snipe, when you're able to ricochet off of a couple of objects on the way down. This time it was defenders, and it was all calculated, folks. Don't got to worry none about it. First two goals going to be for the side of Vancleave, and now Alexander Hamilton are going to be looking to try to bring things back around. Again, I'm looking to see if they will reduce the amount of double commits. Here comes one, but they're going to utilize each other well. Passes off the backboard. Chance to go pretty far, but the ball left to cycle the corner.
Definitely good defense from the Vancleave team. They've got that comfortable lead, so they're playing back a little bit more, not pushing as hard. Could be very smart in the end if they can keep the ball away from their goal.
I agree. Rocket League, a great game to play comfortably. And so far, it seems like Vancleave have done a excellent job of that. The Hamilton Yankee Unified squad looking to be a little more comfortable in their rotations, but every time it looks like they have an attempt, they're getting demoed off of the pitch. I guess Vancleave, the Bulldogs Unified, they're looking to bite, and they might get another shot.
Ooh.
Nubs on the back line, able to get the save and the quick turnaround.
Got it all. Yeah, he knocked it off the crossbar and got it all the way back down to the other side of the pitch. And unfortunately, it looks like he might have lost it a little bit there. But it's definitely been more on the Vancleave side than it is the Hamilton side so far.
I do agree. Vancleave has been able to create more pressure and then in turn sustain it. That being said, for our team in orange, they're going to be looking to try to find some sustenance of their own once they get in the offensive zone. Don't want to allow some of the loose touches to carry your game. It'll be Nubs. Right back around, looking for a secondary touch. Won't get it this time. They try to find the 50-50 in the midfield. Instead, it's a clear all the way back down, and Back to work for Hamilton. The team bump going to create danger in the box, but won't lead to a goal, at least not yet. Through two, shot will be saved on the goal line.
What a save. That was beautiful. Perfect positioning, and just back there, Nubs just had a beautiful, or excuse me, somebody, I couldn't see who had that last save, but it was perfect timing. And right there, looks like Vancleave is up 3-0 in this first game.
I love the utilization of the backboard. I have always said that utilizing the backboard, it almost creates an extra odd rush. So you want to utilize that backboard when it's unguarded as an extra player, create the odd man rush, as it were, and bamboozle your opponents. They've done exactly that. Up by 3, but Nubs is coming back.
26 seconds left on the clock, and Hamilton Yankee is on the board. That might have lit a fire under them, having a hat trick scored on them.
Absolutely, and you throw on top of it, you break the ice. A quick answer will help momentum. But then, on top of everything else, we see another goal, this time from Like a Boss.
So at this point, I would think that the Hamilton team definitely take this one on the chin and go back to the drawing board, come back fighting hard with this next game. This one looks a little tough.
I was about to send out a check on Pulse Alpha and noticed a little bit of non-movement towards the tail end here. Who knows? Maybe just a controller. Got to get new batteries. One thing's for sure, statement by Vancleave in the first game. And I'm very excited, not only to get this underway, but to see just what these two schools have cooking. We're going to look at some of the unified esports efforts in Arizona.
Special Olympics North America reached out and asked if we wanted to try this pilot program, our pilot esport play versus with some of our high school programs. And right away I wanted to jump into it. It's just a great opportunity for the schools, the teams, to see like them come together and play sports shoulder to shoulder was awesome.
I have made new friends, meet new people. It's been an interesting ride so far. We just went from being online to a classroom to a different classroom and somewhere different. It's a good way for everyone to meet each other, good way for people to know more, get to learn about each other, and a good way of people just getting along.
Coming together shoulder to shoulder, providing competition on the same level. That is what Special Olympics North America is all about. Unified esports provides Special Olympics unified champion schools with additional opportunity to develop sportsmanship, build team bonds, and create a community for athletes and partners to connect. And really, it truly is what it is all about. And we get to see the culmination of that live on our screen at these two schools.
Absolutely. Great job by Vancleave in that first game. They definitely came out making a statement. And Alexander Hamilton definitely has a bit of work they got to do to get back moving.
But at the very least, we saw a small goal in solace, and they were able to work a couple of things in the offensive zone. Going to be the foundation of what we are looking for going into game number 2, as hopefully we'll be getting everything started up for game number 2 shortly. But again, that is truly what it's all about. It's bigger than the competition, in my opinion. The opportunities that intermingle education as well as esports, and then you throw in the importance of inclusion, the importance of bringing together athletes, bringing together partners. Like, the Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools are very integral to this program, and that's what the program's all about.
I definitely wish they had this program when I was in school. It would have. It's a fantastic and wonderful program, and looks like we are ready to get going here.
It is, by the look of it. We'll definitely be talking a little bit more about some of these. Let's talk about a little bit more about the program. I'm going down the line here. Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools. It's a strategy for schools, by the way, pre-K through university. It intentionally promotes meaningful social inclusion by bringing together students with and without intellectual disabilities to create accepting school environments. And again, folks, that is what it truly is all about. These teams, while they are playing for a championship, it's incredible to see that they've gone through a lot of other teams. So there's a lot of success in what you're seeing on the screen currently.
The program has been so wonderful for athletes coming into the Special Olympics and being able to bring their friends and be like, hey, look, this is stuff that we can do together and compete alongside each other. It has been great for my family. My sister has been involved with me just as long, and we've been able to do some sports together, and it's been a blast. So this program has definitely helped with introducing new people into Special Olympics and getting to see what these athletes can do.
Speaking of getting to see what these athletes can do, for Hamilton Yankee Unified, they have slowed down what seemed to be an extremely prolific offense on the side of Vancleave. Much better defense in game number 2. Not as many double commits, and they are looking to cycle the ball, work the ball forward, doing so with a mite of success. Last one back, Sniping King will get the save. Do they get the goal as well? It's just going to find its way chopping through.
Yeah, one snuck by them. I think they figured it was going to hit that back bar and bounce up higher than it did. They were slightly out of position on that one.
Just the slightest bit. And I think there also might have been a physical bump that went into that one, but either way, Vancleave finds themselves ahead, at least in the early portions of game number 2. This will be another high ball off of the backboard. They're working the extra touches, and again, if you're not guarding the backboard, just go to it.
Yeah, you're talking about using the backboard as another player.
Oh.
Whoa, that was some unique offense there.
I know we're talking about teamwork, and we're making sure to put it into a positive light. I'm not sure what type of teamwork that was, getting the ball clear, but you know what? It worked to get the ball clear. At the very least, we are seeing return to center on a split back, and Chaotic Sue will be able to get a goal.
That was, yeah, Chaotic had it. He was open, cleared. Nobody was there to stop him. Like he was going all the way. I think he's still going, actually.
There's a lot of lore of Rocket League that goes into that. Are the eggs that are in the stands also driving the cars? Are the cars? Yeah, we won't get into the depth of that. There's a lot we could theorize. Exactly. We might actually start talking about that in case we lose one of these teams. Definitely take that down in the notes. That'll be a Twilight Zone with Kendo and Ben. But 90 seconds left, still a better spot than they were in the previous game. Are Alexander Hamilton High, but they're going to need to get a little something on the board. They broke the ice in game 1. They need to do it in game 2. Right now, the defense breaking on the ball. in through the midfield and into the corner. I like the 50-50 challenges they are looking to create in the moment and charging forward when is most necessary. Oh, demo shot will be saved.
Cyber King definitely hanging back, being a good keeper in that case.
Oh, and this time around it is Nubs who gets through. You don't always need to keep somebody back. What you need to do, though, is the one who is closest to back needs to make sure that they have a much more sure challenge than what we saw right there. So, lead cut in half, 43 seconds to go. Plenty of time for the full comeback.
Absolutely. You never count it out until the ball hits the ground after the 0 second is hit. You never know what can happen in these games. I've seen games where the ball has been in the air for another minute after the 0 seconds hit.
And it wouldn't be the first time that we have seen some of the athletes and partners overcome adversity. They do an excellent job on a regular basis. And right now, with 10 seconds to go, the offensive push won't be seen through this time around. Time whittles down. We see yet another ball square in the center of things. Sniping King takes it to the side, but it will fall, and Vancleave will win game number 2. Another impressive showing, this time by Vancleave, but a little closer to almost not making it. But here's some motivation from Eunice Ketty Shriver.
You are the stars, and the world is watching you.
By your presence, you send a message to every village,
every city,
every nation.
A message of hope.
A message of victory.
The right to play on any playing field, you have earned it.
The right to study in any school, you have earned it. The right to hold a job,
you have earned it.
The perfect might of motivation when you are down 0-2. Never underestimate your potential to change the world. You have earned the right to be yourself, and now it's your job to ensure all your peers are valued and included as well. Just like Special Olympics founder Eunice Kennedy Shriver said, you are the stars and the world is watching you. Hopefully somebody for Alexander Hamilton High heard that, because it doesn't matter that they're down by 2. They're still trending in the right direction. And you know what? We're watching.
There was a piece of the speech that didn't get mentioned, and it is what has become known as the athlete's oath for Special Olympics. It is, let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. And that definitely has stuck with me, so hopefully Alexander Hamilton uses that and pushes forward.
I truly appreciate you sharing that portion, and I needed that. I think we all need that on a regular basis. We'll see if they're able to exude that bravery. I don't think it's a question of if. I think it's a matter of how valiantly they're able to do so, because down by 2, plenty of time, and it's Nubs
right
getting a goal.
Here we go. I've always said, when my basketball team that I coach, it's not about winning and losing, it's about winning and learning. They took what they learned from the last 2 games and are applying it now, and it shows. They're right off the bat. They're on the board.
Yeah, getting extra velocity on that ball was Nubs, and that caused havoc for the defense. Guarding the corner can be very risky business at times. Oh, almost an own save. Chaotic's gonna see it through.
Answered right away. They were slightly out of position, trying to get turned around in the goal, and couldn't make it there in time.
Oh my, and talk about teamwork and communication. Almost put the ball right on a teammate's nose in the goal line. That would have been a tragedy if they would have saved what was a surefire goal. And now ball's trickling across. It's Sniping King to put them up by 1.
Here we go, rapid fire goals. Let's go. I want to see 5 or 6 goals in this game.
I think none of us would mind it. I'm always here for a clippable offense, Ben, and you can show me your mechanics anytime. I definitely do appreciate a good show for the entertainment purpose. Here we go, though. Vancleave, they're not going away without a fight. Neither are Alexander Hamilton, but the ball seems to not go away from the danger zone, the Hamilton box.
Yeah, this definitely, I think getting scored on definitely lit a fire under Vancleave. They probably weren't expecting a score right off the bat like that. They are playing extremely aggressive right now.
It definitely has orange side. Alexander Hamilton looking a little disarrayed, unnerved as it were. But they will get another clear. Successfully down. In times like this, you definitely need to get some pressure on. We see the pressure go by. 1 miss, 2 miss, but last line of defense. Stalwart, where they need to be shut on, will be just wide, and another solid clear gonna come through.
They're definitely playing good defense over to Hamilton Yankee. They've been stressing out a little bit with the pressure on them, but they've been answering back with good defense and smart ball movement.
And we're past halftime with Vancleave in the lead by 1. But Hamilton Yankee unified. Starting to get a little bit of traction in the offensive zone, though that ball needed to be converted if you're Vancleave. And a chance to go by 2. Gone. Another one might be coming up. Sniping King, good flick up, and I'm really enjoying the way that Vancleave are taking control in the offensive zone. It seems like everywhere the ball is going, Vancleave has a challenge.
They're all over the place. Like, it definitely seems like there's I would almost say that feels like there's more than 3 of them on the pitch right now, because they are everywhere.
They are definitely driving with a certain velocity, speed all the way around. Ironically enough, if I remember seeing that, we do have a Lightning McQueen on the pitch as well. So
I did see that.
No doubt speed may be the name of the game, and I think Pulse Alpha going to want to try to channel their inner Lightning McQueen, get a ka-chow in the net as soon as possible, because, again, time is ticking down. 1 minute remaining, 60 seconds to go. At the very least, the ball being ushered safely across again.
They've got this, it's 1 point. They can get, if they can get it down to a tie, that definitely will help them, because so far Vancleave has been almost unanswered with these victories. They definitely need something to get them in. There it is. 30 seconds left. 2-2. Are we gonna see our first overtime in this series?
We might. I know this much. They needed the pressure to get there, and the pressure paid dividends, taking advantage of the fact that they were spaced together and drilling home the open net when it was available. So, tie game. It'll be Vancleave looking for each other in the mid. Sniping King, will they live up to the name? No, not this time. It's Nubs getting wide in the net. Now might be able to bring it all the way back. 1v1 off the wall. It's centered. Shot will be high. They still are trying, are not able to convert. Does this go all the way back? Not quite. It is overtime. Game number 3.
Here we go.
It'll be interesting to see who is able to take advantage. This is a pivotal point. Vancleave want to put the hammer down. They want to be at match point ×4. They want to leave the pressure on. Hamilton want to swing the momentum their way, and it will be Sniping King with the goal.
he lived up to his name. He snuck in there and nailed it right in the corner.
And if you're on offense, you always want to aim for that post. Try to find the pass from the shot. And they did a very good job that time around. We're going to look even more at some of the efforts of Unified Esports, this time in New York.
I didn't know that so many schools around the country had competitive esports teams, and through our Play Versus tournament, there's so many resources that we have to develop coaches. I didn't know that much as a coach about all the different games, running practices, or really anything. So I found a lot of resources, and I realized that esports just fits right into our school's athletics program really well.
Play Versus provides the resources and handle the logistics so you can focus on the students. Together, we will power up esports. You can learn more about how at SO North America. That'll be on most likely the Twitter side. And Play Versus, they are working together to accomplish this for Unified Champion Schools. Check out the website, playversus.com/SO-unified. And I'm looking at some of these statistics from the Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools program. Over 8,300 schools across the U.S., 49 states, District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. Like, there is so much going on in this program. So it's amazing to see the growth and the fact that it's focused on the growth of the athletes as well as the partners.
Absolutely. This is definitely one of the best programs that Special Olympics has come up with, getting a chance for athletes to show the world what they can do. Just like that, sniping King with a goal from Vancleave on the board early with match point on the line.
Of course, a partnership that started in September of 2021. It's crazy to see how far it's come. It's also amazing to see we get the highest level here, the pinnacle for Play Versus, and Special Olympics Rocket League in North America. And right now, it's 2 goals quickly by Vancleave.
Yeah, chaotic. I looked away for a second and the ball was back in the net. Great job. I love the bus. I'm sorry, I just saw the bus on the screen. I love the bus.
Yeah, you remember the Fortnite Battle Bus available in your Rocket League game, by the way. Not at the moment. You had to get it.
We got the Battle Bus. We got Lightning McQueen. Hey, Rocket League, where's Speed Racers Mach 5? Come on now.
Soon. I guarantee it's soon. That is one that I hope to see in the future. It's up there. I'd also like to see the old the Takumi Tofu 8.6, but you know, there's another reference for you. Or just a Toyota Corolla in general. But hey, we move on. Vancleave up by 2, and it's a moment of bravery here for Alexander Hamilton High. They will be looking to overcome not only a 2-point deficit in this game, but a 3-game deficit in this best-of-7 series, as ball continuing to be pushed on, immediately jumped on by Vancleave. Both players grabbing attention, grabbing control, and grabbing another goal for the lead.
Yeah, this definitely, at this point, Vancleave just needs to play keep away. But I'm not going to count out Hamilton Yankee yet. They, if I remember reading correctly on our notes here, we have 2 seniors on this team with Hamilton Yankee, so they're definitely going to be pushing as hard as they can to try to get that win.
We're getting closer and closer to halftime. And it does seem like Vancleave are very forward in trying to make sure that the opportunities are limited as much as possible. Nubs is going to carry this ball from one end of the pitch to the next. And it looks like, not another goal just yet, but we're pretty close. Ball will finally make its way in.
Yeah, it was a good attempt by Nubs, definitely trying to. Looks like he's playing a one-man team right now.
That may be the case, and it would be a little bit of a tragedy if that were. But the effort has already been put through. I'm looking here. Of course, Play Versus, the partnership, again, launched in September of 2021 with Special Olympics North America. This partnership's focused on growing Special Olympics unified esports, combines students with intellectual disabilities and students without intellectual disabilities. Those are the Special Olympics athletes and the unified partners, respectively, on inclusive esports teams. Through the strategic and innovation collaboration, Play Versus serves as the official operator for the Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools National High School Esports Leagues in the U.S. And that is essentially what this presentation specifically is all about. It's a celebration through the league play, two teams being able to get to this point, going through playoffs, going through quite a few other teams. Again, we've highlighted they're all champions in my mind. Like, it takes a lot to get to a final, but ultimately there will end up being one champion, and we'll find out how they're going to go about things. Imagine Vancleave High School going to be able to claim that.
As I've said a little bit ago, I always have looked at it as it's not winning and losing, it's winning and learning. You take what you've learned from defeat and you apply that to the next time. It's with any game, losing sucks, but you still have nothing to be ashamed about. You have earned your spot at this level, and you're going to be recognized for making it that far, and you should be proud of yourself for that.
100%. I do agree with you there. I'm looking at the back end and try to see how we're going to end up handling the end of this specifically, as we do have coaches discussing. And one more shout out to the coaches, Coach Chase and Coach Edwin. Thank you for all that you are doing on a regular basis for your athletes and partners who are a major portion, major players in this game. And I'm just going down the line, looking at some of the little factoids about Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools. And how much, I know you've had a lot of involvement on the esports side, Ben. How much have you had as far as in a scholastic capacity? Have you been able to get involved with any of the schools in your area?
I've done a bit of recruiting at our schools. I have some contacts in the schools. I'm actually working with a program called the Athlete Leadership University, where athletes are able to go through with a mentor and learn at a somewhat collegiate level. It's how athletes can become coaches, how they can learn skills to be global messengers and stuff like that. And my mentor is a middle school teacher here locally. And nice. He and I have been very good friends through this program.
That's excellent. I'm just looking down at you see some of the results. More students who have participated in the Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools program believe they had a friend at school. Like, it goes a long way to have those friends that help you through hard times. It's a higher number in the long run than some who are not involved in the program. The fact is that programs like this are bringing people together regardless of whether they have an intellectual disability or they don't. And we're all growing in the process. And that, in my opinion, is so fantastic. It looks like that we are going to be restarting game number 4 from the very beginning. So we will get back into that here in just a moment. But I'm excited to see. It looks like we got another chance going on. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe a technical difficulty on the back end. Regardless of what happened or what it was, we will get to see both of these teams at least one more time, and they'll look to finish off game number 4. 5 minutes going to be on the clock.
I've been saying this for years. The smarter technology gets, the dumber it actually is.
You know what? That is very true.
It really is.
So we're working on everybody getting rejoining. We are going to do it again, everybody. Reminder, it is a best of 7. Vancleave High School have earned their way to a 3-0 lead. So Alexander Hamilton High do have quite a bit to their work is cut out for them, I guess, would be the phrase that most people use back in my day. I just dated myself pretty hard, Ben. You're going to have to help me.
You were same. I'd like to think of the situation to compare it to a sporting event, a major sporting event. There was a small team not too long ago called the Chicago Cubs that had to make a massive comeback like this. So it is possible.
Yes, I do agree. There can be a massive comeback, but with goals like that from Sniping King, it's going to be difficult. And we said they have their work cut out for them before. We're trying to cut square cookies, and we don't have a cookie cutter. Wait, that's actually pretty easy now that I think about it.
Round?
Circular cookies, excuse me. My analogy game will be on point another day, but
that's fair. That's fair. So far, Vancleave with a goal right off the bat. Let's see if Hamilton can answer back quickly with some goals of their own.
Here comes Like a Boss. It has been relatively quiet in comparison to some of the teammates, but I like the positioning that we have seen out of them so far, enabling their teammates to create. So you could say, and I say this about my own gameplay a lot of the time, you do carry from the bottom.
Absolutely, definitely being the point man, the setup guy, gets those shots that the others are taking set up and in the right position. It's definitely a person who is invaluable in a game like this. There's the Kachow.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we finally get to see a Kachu. It is well earned as Pulse Alpha able to get around the entirety of the defense, and Hamilton Yankee are on the board.
Threading the needle.
Well, we love to see it. 1.5 minutes gone by. And much better pressure this time around by Hamilton Yankee. They still have a knack for getting the ball across the net in dangerous confines, though. This time, it will not be punished. They push this one across. Ball down over 1. Another 50-50 goes their way, and who else but Like a Boss to try to set things up. Shot will be on, and a score from Nubs. Hamilton Yankees up by 1.
They've got the lead for the first time in this series. Nubs had perfectly snuck it right past Sniping King. He was He had it right on the edge of his nose and used that to bounce the ball right into the goal, it looked like.
A lot better pressure, and one of the things I will say is Nubs is going to score another one. You can play fearless in this spot. There's nothing to lose.
Yeah, no, they have nothing to lose and everything to gain at this point. Like, they are pushing hard, and it is paying off.
Will they be able to continue their conversions in the offensive zone? No, they've been getting a lot more pressure. It's going to be up to Vancleave to try to come up with an answer. No panic on the Bulldogs. We'll see another save swept across. And who else? Sniping King doing a great job handling and gets a double tap. What a shot!
He dribbled that off of the backboard, off of himself, right into the goal. That was beautiful.
Some solo play mechanics coming out from Sniping King to be able to reduce the lead down to 1. It is anyone's game. We are just beyond halftime. The Central League on the line, and Vancleave wanting to finish things off in 4. You don't want to give your opponent any chance to come back. Fighting valiantly, exactly what they will do. On the other side, Alexander Henderson High, not able to get there in time. It's Sniping King again.
Here we are all tied up again, but there is still over 2 minutes, barely over 2 minutes left in this game. I cannot wait. Maybe this will be the game where we get our huge amounts of goals. I am looking forward to this.
And off the kickoff again, Vancleave look to take control. And that's something that really has paid them dividends. They are not necessarily looking for shots on net. They are looking for control of the ball and stymieing what Hamilton Yankee would like to do, whether it be in the offense or the defensive zone. So it'll be another ball floated across. No one home. Chaotic. Oh, go ahead.
I would say it's just a massive game of keep away from them at this point. And if it happens to find its way into the back of the net, then awesome. Otherwise, they're just literally playing keep away.
Indeed it is, and I love the integration of back passes when you're looking to keep the ball away. Right now, Nubs and company, they're going to need a shout. They're going to need a charge right back into the offensive zone because things are tied up and getting oh so dangerous. Ball is going to fly. Ball is going to drop. It's chaotic again. Cycling the corner. It's a ball out. Shot will be towards the net, but Nubs is on the backboard to clear it away.
It's going to be the longest minute of these teams' lives right now. But I, regardless of what happens, they both need to be proud of themselves. They have earned their way to such a fantastic game this evening.
As it's Sniping King up and over the defense. One team looking for a triumphant moment, the other one just looking to save the ball. Gets the ball to the corner. Chance for the open net won't be capitalized upon. Here comes Nubs. Up over 2. Last line of defense will be able to get the save, and it's a ball on. Nobody will maintain. Here comes Sniping King. 50-50, nothing doing. We go to overtime in game number 4.
This is the drama that you want to see in one of these games. This is what everybody looks forward to in a situation like this. All of the pressure on you. Let's see who's going to perform and who's going to crack.
I know this much. The pressure being on is on both of these teams because you don't want to leave a bit of momentum in the positive direction. Rocket League, very momentous game. That's a shot from Chaotic! They score, and Vancleave are going to will off the victory in overtime.
Such a fantastic match between these two players, and Hamilton has nothing to be ashamed of. They made it to this point. They should be proud of themselves. What a way to go out on. But Vancleave, congratulations on the win.
Folks, with Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools, you are never too young to make an impact. Students of the Unified Generation work together to spread inclusion in their schools and communities through our communities across the country through inclusive youth leadership. Me and the dyslexia today. I swear. It's been quite the day, but we get to crown a champion from Vancleave High School. Definitely consolation. Congratulations to Alexander Hamilton High. You got to a place of magnificence here in the final, and Shadowhunter Nubs, Pulse Alpha, as well as Coach Edwin, congratulations on what was a fantastic season. But it is Joseph, Dawson, and Edwards, along with Coach Chase, who take home the victory.
You guys played an amazing series. It was so much fun to watch. Congratulations to Vancleave and Hamilton. I hope to see you guys here again soon.
It's been a fantastic set of championships. Got to cover the East, got to cover the Central, and that's all for us today. It's been a pleasure, and I am so thankful for Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools allowing me to be here, allowing us to be here to represent and to spread the word about the program and what is growing, what is brewing at the scholastic level for this high school championship and beyond. I've been Ken Carmen. You can follow me at Kendo Slice. Ben the conductor. Check this person out. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and then go ahead and close us out.
So right now, I'm getting ready for our summer games here in Indiana. I am going to be competing in swimming. So I'm looking forward to that here in the beginning of June. Other than that, I thank everybody for watching. Congratulations to both teams. Thank you, Kendo. I had a blast. I look forward to working with you again someday.
I'm looking forward to it as well. It has been an overwhelming joy throughout. And folks, I understand it's the Unified's now. It's happening. Definitely get involved with your local Special Olympics Unified Champion schools if you have the opportunity, because my goodness, it's so much joy to grow together. I guess that would be the best way to put it. And that is exactly what it is. It is growing together. So folks, we will see you next time for even more growing together. Toodaloo.